Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Super Buff Tower series. Now I kind of wanted to play around with Nautic Siege Core a little bit more, and specifically I wanted to try out like his little buff that he gives to, like, other subs and heroes. So subs, that's kind of not really interesting, so I decided to see how it interacts with heroes. Heroes I chose is Captain Churchill because, well, I like Churchill, he's my favorite hero, and believe it or not, this is actually the first Super Buff Tower video that I've done. Churchill was actually the first guy to get a Super Buff Tower video, and in that video, Churchill didn't really do too hot, so I kind of want to compare, then and then of course now. Now I do think other heroes like Adora and Quincy would probably benefit a little bit better from the Nautic Siege Core buff, because if you didn't know, on heroes, the buff Nautic Siege Core gives while it's submerged is a ×5 buff, which is quite a lot, obviously. Now doing heroes can be a little bit difficult because heroes are pretty weak, especially at a low level, like Churchill's only level 7 right now. So it's going to be a bit difficult to kind of actually be tier 1 here. Thankfully, it's only like 20,000 on normal. And so I'm thinking we just immediately go for this guy, Energizer. Just because faster hero leveling, of course, will help out immensely. And it's just going to be kind of some light buffs here. So I'm thinking like, Alk. And then if we can afford it, it would be nice to maybe go for like, let's say an Overclock. Alright, but unfortunately, Overclock is a bit expensive. So it's going to be a while before we can actually save up for that. Hopefully, Balloon Trap income as well as Monkey Albus can get me there pretty quickly. We are going to miss out on Village, but I think 50% attack speed isn't really worth going for Village. Well, I guess extra range could help out a little bit. Now, I am kind of confident that this is going to be enough here. I mean, I kind of have to be, because we definitely do need kind of a lot of money here if we're going to have to afford Nautic Siege Core and True Sun God as well by the time tier 5 rolls around. I'm trying to use Churchill's main DPS is a little bit difficult because he's so weak at a lower level. Let's get Village because we can afford it, and then I think we'll maybe go for... I don't know if I should save up for BRF right now, because it's going to be a long while before we actually beat this guy. I do believe we can beat him, it's just going to be very slow. Yeah, I think I'll save up just because we're pretty close at the moment. Saram should be no issue with Energizer down on the field, and I guess since we are popping some rounds, Churchill's going to level up pretty quickly, especially combined with Energizer. Alright, BRF now. Let me go for kind of marketplaces now. Spam those around the map. Make kind of as much money as I can while Balloonarius is still on screen. Because tier 2 actually, you are going to need quite a bit more. It's like 75,000, I believe. And for that one, I'm thinking like Homeland and hopefully Ultra Boost is what I'm going to have to go for. Yeah, I think we are going to beat this. Just going to take a really long time to do so. I'm thinking, I'm wondering if I should save up for another overclock to actually overclock this guy while Balloonarius is still here. Actually, I think I will untech bot. Where'd I put the tech bot? I don't even know. It's somewhere behind Balloonarius. So I was thinking, oh, it's here. I'll untech bot the overclock on Churchill, and then I'll put it on the BRF because we have like 11 rounds, and I think Churchill can take down like 4,000 HP in 11 rounds. All right, let's overclock this guy. I'm gonna start setting up for marketplaces, because why not? We make enough money that I think it's worth it. And so hopefully I don't end up regretting like untech botting Churchill because it's a bit slow. But yeah, as slow as like heroes are, we are able to beat this. It's just very not good. But yeah, that took like 12 rounds, which is absolutely terrible. Not really ideal. Churchill will be level 10 by the time next tier rolls in, but I'm not really sure if Mob Barrage is really going to do a whole lot. I believe Mob Barrage is like, what, like 700 damage? I think that's like 700 damage like at level 20. I'm not sure how much it does like at level 10, but probably not a whole lot. I would like to go for Banana Central right now, but I think it's a bit too expensive to go for. We'd have to like spend a lot of money to get that, as well as kind of sell these guys. And Ultra Boost I feel like is kind of needed here, as well as Homeland. I would like to power level to 20, but I can't really do that right now. It's a bit too expensive. It's like 2,300, yeah, like 23,000 per level. Alright, so let's see how much we have after selling. Let me actually get a boat down real quick. We aren't going to be going for any boat farming this time around. Oh, that's beautiful. $186,000. Amazing. Okay, so let me get Ultra Boost down. Let me untech bot this. Let me go for Homeland. And let's go for Brittle. Can we fit Brittle here? No. Actually, I think I did see a little... Oh, there is a little space. Okay, let's go for Brittle right here. Let's go for Super Brit. And I think that's it. I might go for Glue. No, I think I'll hold off on Glue. Let me just start Ultra Boosting the Churchill a little bit. And once we get to 10 stacks on Churchill, I'm actually going to untech bot Churchill and then immediately go for stacks on this guy. I do kind of want to get a Banana Central kind of as soon as this tier ends, which I think we will be able to do after something like Homeland and everything. Let's use Homeland, let's use this. It's looking okay with Mold Barrage active. It's not that bad. Not that bad. I did actually expect worse, to be honest. So let's see, how many stacks? 4. I was thinking maybe getting another, like let's say like another overclock just for the thing. But I'm thinking it's probably not worth doing. Okay, so now that we got, oh yeah, with Brittle active, you know, Brittle's doing numbers. +4 is really helping Churchill quite a bit here. So thankfully we can pop this a lot faster now. So the 6 stacks, okay. I'm actually going to untech bot this a little bit early because I think that's enough. I think 6 stacks is definitely more than enough for this. Let's go for that. And what level is Churchill? 11, okay. Yeah, so definitely a lot faster. This is definitely looking a lot better. Tier 3 is definitely going to be the biggest jump because it's going from like 75,000 to I think like 350k. Let me sell this. Let me sell this. Get this. Perfect. Let's get this. And then we just kind of spam BRFs all over. I'm guessing I should untech bot Ultra Boost because there was a bit of an Ultra Boost change that kind of makes it really good. And so I do kind of have to like pay attention and like make sure I'm overclocking each and every farm here. Only issue is I do kind of have to pay attention and actually micro this, so that's gonna be a bit annoying. Alright, so we don't actually have enough money to actually get Nautic Siege Core. I was hoping to actually get it by time tier 3 rolls in, but I guess alas, not be able to. I probably could get it mid-round, but I decided, I'll probably just get it next for tier 4. So anyways, with this extra income, I think we're just gonna power level this guy up to 20. Leaves me with about $200,000. He doesn't have full stacks on them. I could always get full stacks kind of in the middle of this. Let me actually get Perm Brew down and kind of Brittle here. And then I'll get Glue Storm over here. Let me actually get Top Path Village just so I reduce cooldowns. And then I think that's all I'm going to do here. I could go for Cripple, but Cripple does do a ton of damage. Remember, did get buffed, so it does 280 damage per shot now. And that change does make it a little bit strong here. Because I am kind of hoping that this is going to be enough. There's not really much more I could add except for Nautic Siege Core and Cripple here. And while Bluenaris is alive still, I'm just going to continue on to farming here. Also, thanks to Ultra Boost, I'm kind of full uptime now. I got 10 stacks on BC and 10 stacks on this one too. I did start working on this guy, only has like 4 stacks, but even still, I think it's still pretty nice. Definitely is an A tier change. Overclock having full uptime on tier 4 and tier 5. Although I guess that does make bosses a bit more micro intensive now, because you actually have to pay attention to what you're overclocking. Anyways, now that Churchill has 10 stacks, I'm actually going to get an overclock on just for Churchill. Which one's tech botted to the... Let me untech bot this, and then start working on some more BRFs to kind of overclock here. And then Churchill will just have his own regular overclock. Alright, overclock. Then, I mean, with reduced cooldown to the Energizer, you know, it should be basically be at full uptime. And damage is looking really good. 3 rounds, we're like basically halfway there. Pretty good, pretty good. And this is without even the ×5 damage buffs. It's a thing. Alright, only took 5 rounds. Pretty impressive, pretty impressive. I think this is all the farming I'm going to kind of do here, because I don't really have a lot more space here. And And I think with being able to kind of overclock each and every single BRF, we should be able to comfortably afford both Nautic Siege Core and True Sun God. Okay, so we're rolling into around 100 with almost 2 million, and with that, I think I will just honestly sell all these farms, because at this point, I don't really think I need any more money here. I think 2 million should easily be more than enough to be able to afford Nautic Siege Core and True Sun God, so I'm actually get working on that right now. I think we'll go for Nautic Siege Core first, because why not? Alright, let's see. What degree are you? You are a degree 1 still. Cool. Let's merge, and as you can see here, Nautic Siege Core buff. Alright, so we got True Sun God down. It seems that there's a little bit of a bug on Resort here. If you put True Sun God up too high, it kind of just disappears. Or maybe it's just that True Sun God's floating so high that you just can't really see it. But either way, weird interaction, I guess. I was gonna realize with this True Sun God spot, there's really no spot where I can put it where Permbrew won't actually kind of buff it. So I guess we're just gonna have to live with that fact. So, oh well. Alright, let's get Sniper down here. Let's get back Brittle, because I did have to sell it to make sure that it didn't get sacrificed to the TSG. And then I do believe that's everything, kind of looking through the list here. Let me actually... who's linked to the Ultra Boost? Alright, so I guess it's unlinked, so I guess that's fine. Let's just start Ultra Boosting Churchill, even though we already have all stacks, and just kind of see how it goes. Let me sell these guys, this guy. And I guess I'll keep the farmers around for emotional support. Let me retech bot the homeland here. Let's see how the 5x buff kind of does, and it's actually looking pretty good. As soon as it gets in range, Churchill just kind of started unloading here. That's pretty good. And this is with Churchill, who's probably like kind of one of the worst heroes to get the 5x buff. As heroes with multiple projectiles like Quincy or Adora would definitely do a lot better with 5x damage here. But even like with only having one high damaging projectile, Churchill's doing really good with the 5x damage buff. Like it's really just kind of melting the HP like butter here. Alright, so with tier 5 rolling in, let's see how Churchill can do now. Now that's to carve through around 3 million this time, definitely a lot more than what it was from tier 4. DPS is obviously a lot slower, but still not half bad. Considering that, you know, Churchill, even though Churchill is a DPS hero, I would say he's definitely not really a good hero for kind of boss DPS. Quincy or Adora, honestly, by themselves could do a lot more DPS than Churchill really ever could. Even with like all these max buffs here. But considering, I guess, just kind of Churchill's circumstances, it's not bad. We are going to beat, although it's going to be very, very slow. Now, I think Nautic Siege Core buff is kind of unique that gives like 5x damage to heroes. I don't really kind of see the purpose of it. As like, you know, heroes aren't really going to be your kind of main DPS for bossing. And even for deep free play, again, you know, heroes aren't really doing a whole lot of damage anyways. Like, you're still better off using, like, let's say, like, Ezili, Brickle, or Adora for the increased attack speed on the BTSG. Or I guess in Ezili's case, you'd use Mob Hex to kind of break down the bads late game. So meanwhile, it's kind of an interesting change. I don't really kind of see the purpose of giving more damage to heroes, because when are you ever going to use this? The only two situations I can think of is deep free play, number 1, and kind of number 2, like for bossing. But for kind of elite bosses, there's no way, I don't think a hero could solo an elite boss here. Like the 20 million HP to go through for Blenarius is definitely a lot. Like, who has the least HP? Is it Vortex or Dreadblin? I think it might be Vortex has the least HP, but I don't even think a hero could reasonably beat Vortex here, even with the buff. So while it is an interesting and unique interaction, I feel like it's just kind of a wasted, is what I'm kind of getting at here. There just really isn't a situation where it actually, like, feasibly kind of utilizes buff. But that's just kind of me. I am kind of curious to see, like, what I guess the community can kind of come up with and have, like, uses for the buff, because I do think that community could probably come up with some interesting situations in which this buff is actually really good, but overall I just can't really think of any. I mean, like, outside of challenges, I guess there's that, but regardless, still don't think it's worth it. Also, hopefully we aren't dying to this bad here. Churchill is actually kind of struggling. Good thing we just, like, barely popped. I think True Sun God was sniping it. That's fine. I got shut down because I feel like Blenarius might exit the range of Churchill before, you know, like before it pops, so just have this guy down just in case. And I will also say the times 7 damage buff to subs, I guess, can be used because you could try to use that buff to like have sub main DPS and then have like, you know, sub Paragon as like your only Paragon down, which I guess that could be a viable option. So I guess there's that, but I mean, outside of that, I can't think of a reason why it would be actually used here. Anyways, our DPS I think is gonna fail massively. I don't think we have times 7, no, because it's not in range anymore, but I think that should be fine because it's only like 30,000. Churchill can do this easily. Hopefully it can, because right now he is kind of struggling. Actually, let me get... Yeah, now that we're outside of range of like True Sun God and Sub, our damage is looking kind of poor. Thankfully, we were able to do it easily. It was only like 9 rounds until round 140, so we took 11 rounds to beat it. Pretty slow, on a slow end, but regardless, still I guess is a pretty cool and unique interaction. I do like the Ninja QE is branching out and giving, I guess, Paragons a bit more synergy, but I feel like it's the wrong kind of synergy here, is what I'm getting at. But yeah, that was that. That was pretty fun and unique to try out. Hopefully, Ninja QE does more stuff like this.